We pick up on a medium-sized boat making its way across the sea towards the peninsula to the northwest of Reykjavik. On board is the boatman who has been introduced to you as, I believe, Cousin Helgi, if I'm remembering correctly. The 5 of you and Cynthia Plum, Elsie's chaperone. It's a little choppy as you're making your way across, but not nearly as bad as it could be. And ahead of you can see the rocky shore and this looming shape of the volcano rising up from the shore and spitting up still a plume of smoke into the morning sky. You are... So, as you make your way across, I can't remember, did you bring the guest house, your guide from the guest house with you? Yes. You also have, I don't think you ever asked his name, but his name is John. Or Jon. I'm not sure exactly how it would be pronounced in Icelandic. But it's quite a peaceful journey across. And unless there's anything anyone wants to do or say before you reach shore.
I am double checking my paintbrushes and my paints, making sure that they're, in good order, that I had all the colors that I was expecting to use, and I've got a couple of cups to put the water in for cleaning the brushes and such.
I think Morton will just be making sure he's got everything in his medical bag. He's a bit concerned that the other 2 haven't returned yet, so they may have got stuck or injured.
Okay.
Augustus is checking his pistols, his 2 pistols, his brass knuckles, and his comically large knife. They're all in working order.
Your guide sort of glances over to you, opens his mouth as though he was about to say something, then closes his mouth and looks away.
D'Angelo has removed the peace bonding on his fancy new sword, and has his book and is reading and writing while we travel.
I'm just looking into the pistol.
That's a very good point.
Give me a spot hidden, please, Johan.
I was just going to say, probably have a look at where we're heading to see if we have a chance of spotting the other 2 who went ahead.
See what you see in the distance.
Nothing.
There is a great big volcano.
Yeah.
It's quite high. Steep, rocky volcano. Yeah, everyone else is busy with their various accoutrements. And as you're drawing closer to the shore, you can see it's not like a proper landing jetty here. There is a sort of bit of a pebble bay where boats can pull up, and currently seems to be unimpeded by anything from fire. But now as you're drawing closer, you can all see that there does appear to be something else there in the bay. It looks to be another boat, quite a bit smaller than yours, drawn up on the shingle. And yes?
Do we have looking glasses or binoculars, whatever the equivalent is this time period?
That sort of thing.
Is that a thing you think reasonably you'd have required to bring with you on this trip?
Can I would like to see if there's any people on the ship.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden. It's not exactly a hidden. It's a spot things that are spot distance, I guess, is there are.
I think
You can't really make out what it is. You can see that there seems to be some damage to part of the boat. It seems to look a bit broken. But other than that, you can't make out any details from this distance.
as we get closer, I'll try to have a look at it as well.
Yeah, as you're drawing up on the shore, I'll give one last spot hidden before we
Should I roll now?
light up upon it. Yeah.
Could Augustus make that roll?
Yeah. Just more.
Just a plain
this is-
success.
Yeah. So, as you, Helgi is bringing the boat around for the shore. John, I'm just going to stick with John. John is sort of peering out in the same direction as you. Mortimer and Augustus, both of you can see that the prow of the boat appears to have been crushed. There is a large boulder on it. And you can see there appears to be potentially something sticking out from under the boulder. You can't quite make out exactly what it is from here.
I don't think any of us have much knowledge of volcanoes, about them blasting rocks up into the air. But that's how I'd imagine it would happen.
Yeah. Well, you're free to imagine as you wish. I think if I remember from last week, Mortimer's volcanology reading was not.
Is that a natural world roll? Or
Yes.
can I try to fumble it again?
You can try to fumble it, yeah.
Could I help not fumble it?
You know, volcanoes, you know.
They blow up, they throw lava up in the air, that's about it.
Johan, you do know that volcanoes can throw up lumps of rock. However, the boat doesn't look, so whatever it hit, it was not hot. It doesn't look singed at all. And this boulder has lumps of grass and moss on it. It doesn't look like something that was hurled out of the heart of an exploding volcano. It just looks like someone or something rolled a very large boulder onto one end of this boat and crushed it.
That's odd.
What's odd?
I mean, there's not supposed to be grass on a boulder that's, yeeted from a volcano.
You have a very
it's
odd
almost
choice of
gone.
words, Mr. Morgan.
Has the boat landed? Is it in the beach?
Your boat now is pulling up currently on the
No,
shore.
I mean, is the other boat actually
the
landed?
other boat, yes, the other boat is drawn up on the beach, yes.
Maybe, is there anywhere it could have fallen from?
There's
a
not
cliff
really,
wall?
there doesn't look to be any cliff directly up above the beach. It sort of slopes quite steeply up away, up the side of the
It could
mountain.
technically have rolled from
It
somewhere.
could technically have rolled, yes.
Not likely.
I mean,
Mortimer,
it seems the
Oh,
most
sorry.
likely explanation of this situation, surely.
Mortimer,
Yeah,
I'm gonna punch a god. Volcano god did that.
good for you. Good for you.
God Tanathoa is who I'm gonna throw up.
You know that you're not supposed to say the names, right?
No one told me that.
I mean, you would tell. I
What sort of names should we-
Never mind.
What sort of names should we not say?
I think the names of these creatures aren't supposed to be said because
Like
they
Bob.
notice.
Bob or Dave?
Is a god a creature?
I don't know.
Well, you said never mind after you said not to say it. So you're trying to get me to keep saying it?
As we get closer to, we've landed now, I'm guessing.
You had, yeah.
I'll have a look
You're pulling up
around.
on the shore. Helgi and John are both leaping out and running over to look what's going on at the other boat.
I'm trying to see where that boulder could have come from, just having a look around.
I mean, make me an intelligence roll. This is more about general, like, angles and physics than it is about,
Success, working it out.
It doesn't, I mean, if it had rolled down, it would have hit the side of the boat. This seems to have
Landed on top.
landed on top of it. The arc makes sense for it have been thrown, but the fact that, as Johan pointed out, it's got this sort of mossy boulder doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the volcano to have chucked it out, perhaps.
That's a fair point. I can't see where this boulder could have come from. So I'll start heading towards the boat as well to catch up with the other two who've ran towards it.
Okay, so Mortimer's
Follow
heading
as
off
well.
after those two. What about the other three of you? Are you sticking by your own boat, or are you going to see what has happened to the other boat?
Yeah, let's go looking to the boat.
I'm gonna have both my pistols drawn, and I'm going to be the last to get to the boat as I'm looking around for threats.
Elsie's going to keep Cynthia over by the boat. She's going to ask her to help hold all her things.
Shouldn't you see what's happening over there?
No, what? I'm sorry. I'm really focused on wanting to get this painting.
Yes, in a moment. Look. And Cynthia pops your things down for a moment and hurries after the others for now. And as you draw closer to the boat, one by one, you can see what's causing this sort of a shout of like alarm and some consternation from your two Icelandic companions, who are now talking quickly to each other in Icelandic, because you can now see more clearly what is underneath the boulder. And what appears to be sticking out from underneath the boulder is, from this angle, you can just make out an arm and a booted foot.
Do you recognise who it might be? Is it like basically women's clothing or male clothing?
It looks to be men's clothing, like a very sturdy, like, workman's boot.
I was going to ask whether it's sort of stuff that we saw, what's his name with, or his guide, more likely a Nordic local.
It looks more Nordic. It looks similar to what Helgi and
locals
his cousin John are wearing. As she draws nearer, all of you have seen dead bodies before, correct?
Luckily, it's not that bad because most of it we can't see because it's under the boulder.
Those of you who are not, I'm going to ask for a sanity roll from. As she draws nearer to the boat, you hear a... Oh, Elsie is weirdly fine with this. You hear a cry of alarm from Cynthia. And she just topples over onto the shingle.
I was going to ask, is there anyone close enough to try and catch her?
Would anyone like to try and catch her? If anyone thinks they'd be close enough, they can make me a dex roll to try and catch her.
Depends
Or you
how
can let her hit the ground.
I was getting out of the boat when she set my things down, so I stood to pick them up, and then I followed. So my arms are full.
Augustus tries to catch her, but no, she hits the ground.
Why would I do this when I have guns in my hand? Oh!
It's a very good job you didn't fumble
we all
it.
fail.
Just pick her up and pretend Mortimer caught her.
But she is for the moment out cold.
Augustus, can you help me get the boulder off the guy? I mean, he's probably going to get a burial somewhere, and for that to happen.
Is there anything in the boat? I'm thinking of the guy had a lot of carry cases and jars, and he probably had a camera.
There are indeed. You can see. So, those of you lifting the boulder, give me a combined strength check. This is you both rolling. I'm going to see if together you can achieve this. And as those two are lifting lifting this boulder together. You don't have to lift it very high to kind of roll it off the edge of the boat. There's this kind of... I am going to ask for a sanity roll from everyone on this point, because now what is revealed to you is the full horror.
I
Crushed.
want everyone to know I have 8 sanity.
You could pass. I rolled extreme
Johan,
successes when I had 9
Mortimer,
sanity.
and Augustus, you all lose 1 point of sanity. Not so much, but...
I am at 7.
Keeper, while they're doing this, I think Elsie is going to pull out her sketchbook and sketch what they're doing.
Excellent. What every holiday sketchbook needs. So yeah, looking at the boat, you can see that aside from the crushed remains of this unfortunate sailor, there are a stack of empty, sample cases, a wooden box, looks about the size of a camera case, like a sturdy built camera case, and like a sturdy, sort of satchel bag that seems to have something in it.
So it doesn't look like they took no samples and...
Doesn't look like they've taken any samples yet. And there is no sign of either Mr. Bellamy or Mrs. Walsh. Neither of them are here.
Oh,
Any tracks?
at least we know they made it.
Give me a tracking roll. I think track is a skill in this game, if I'm remembering correctly.
Nope, can't see any tracks.
You can't see any tracks around the boat. But as
I can't.
Johan circles out a bit further, you can see that there are indeed footprints. In a little further up, past the shingle, where the shingle becomes turf and mud, you can see there are a few prints in the ground. They look almost human, but they are barefoot and sort of longer and broader at the toes than human feet. And they seem to be heading off up the side of the mountain. And alongside the footprints, what you can also see are what look like drag marks.
I think I found something. This looks like somebody dragging someone. Maybe one of them was wounded and the other one, pulled them up there.
But there's no blood from what I can see, so I don't think they were, or at least not previously wounded.
I mean, maybe, something broke off of that boulder and hit one. And now they there's wounds that, don't bleed. I don't know. Maybe the two of them are up there. And they might need help.
Did the tracks head up the volcano where we were headed?
And they seem to go sort of up and around slightly to the left. They're not going directly up the mountain straight on, but they're curving around the side. Yes, Elsie?
Is the smaller boat intact?
The boat that you came in?
No.
No, their
The
boat.
other.
Their boat.
Yes.
No.
Is it intact?
No. The prow of it has been crushed by this boulder.
Okay.
The front end of it is just the deck has been broken and splintered by the force of this boulder hit the boat and the unfortunate man within it.
How are the other two reacting to this?
Both of them have got a bit. They look a bit sort of disturbed by all this that's going on. They were talking to each other in Icelandic. You can't exactly understand what they're saying. One looks at the mountain, the other looks out across the sea, and then at this point, as Johan sort of just started to circle around and meander off, your guide John calls up. We need to leave. We need to get back to Reykjavik. It's not safe to stay here.
Is it to do with trolls?
I don't know. This is not safe. Trolls, maybe.
We'll be quick. We won't be long.
We need to head back now. It's not safe to stay here.
Dr. Davenport, can you put Cynthia, Miss Plum back in the boat? I'm going to put most of my art supplies back in the boat. I'm going to keep a small sketchbook and some pencils with me. But I'm going to say, if you guys need to leave, if you will feel safer moving off a little bit and meet us back here. And I look at them. In how long? 8 hours? 5 hours?
Yep, we'll go look for the others that were on the boat. There's tracks like along here.
We'll make sure
5
they
hours?
haven't hurt themselves.
Yeah,
At the most.
just stay off the shoreline in case something comes. And you'll see us when we come out, and then you can pick us up when we get back.
Whoever's taking the lead on this, give me a persuasion roll. You can have a bonus die from the support you're getting here.
I will take the lead on this since I'm the first one to say something.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bonus
you
die.
said, hold on, persuade. I still failed.
You could
think-
use one luck.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Your first persuade roll was a 20.
Oh, well then, yeah, I will use my one luck for that.
21, yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Ah,
All right, I
right.
passed.
5
Barely.
hours. 5 hours.
5 hours.
We wait for 5 hours. We'll be just offshore. If you don't come back,
If you don't come back, go home, and we
if you
will
don't
walk
come
back.
you're probably dead.
Or
I
we
must
will
warn
walk
you,
back.
it is not
or
a safe
come back
thing to do.
tomorrow. No. If we don't come back in time, you go home, and then come
Yes.
back tomorrow to see if we've come back to the shore. If we have, take us back. If we have not, don't come back again. We'll walk back to the city or town.
All right, if you're not back in 5 hours, we check tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Unless, it's not safe to come back. He kind of points up at the volcano.
I
Yeah.
pull out my guns and make an intimidate roll because I want him to come back regardless of what he thinks is or is not safe.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll here.
I drop my guns and then go, oh, bother, Butterfingers again.
5 hours. We wait 5 hours.
Quick question, Keeper. Are cameras at this time quite expensive? They are quite new, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty expensive, yes.
It might be worth transferring the gentleman's camera over to this boat. Just on the off chance we find him, he'll probably appreciate the fact that we've saved it at least for him.
Yeah, you can pop the camera on the other boat.
I won't bother with all the glass cases because if we find them, we'll need space for them as well.
Unless
While they're
there's
talking,
samples inside some of them.
No samples.
No, the cases look to be empty so far. Other than the cases and the camera, there's just one other sort of satchel bag that's there on the boat.
What's in the satchel?
while they are talking,
Yes, D'Angelo?
while they're talking, I would like to keep an eye out for anything that looks occulty to me. Like, are there any, weird standing rocks that looks, like they're being positioned for something? That kind of thing.
Not that you can see from where you are currently now. You can give me a spot hidden if you would like.
Sure.
Whilst you're looking around.
That's exactly an extreme.
Okay, whilst you're looking around for occulty positioned rocks, you don't see any of that. However, what you do notice is you see movement further up on the mountainside. Quite a long way up. You see something moving across the scree-like slope. And it's got this strange sideways gait. It almost seems to be moving like a large ape scuttling sideways across the mountainside. A very
I will reach.
large Sanity roll, please, inducing aim. This strange, large thing moving across the mountainside. And then it has gone from sight. You lose 1 point of sanity. You see that it's this huge. It's larger than like a gorilla. I think this is big, whatever this thing is. And grey, like the surface of the mountain. And it has gone from sight.
I think we may have bigger problems if we stay here. There is something else on the island with us.
Of course there is. It's a large island with lots of towns.
Don't mean other people, I mean...
I
something.
gesture briefly to the other 2 people here.
Who are currently getting back in their boat. And helping a still very woozy Cynthia into their boat.
Keeper, did I bring a rifle with us? I'd been saying about bringing one.
I said you could have brought one of your normal existing rifles, yes?
Normal rifle in case we encounter trouble, so... Yeah, we probably would have brought one on the off chance we encountered something, so... It'd be within whatever gear we dropped off.
Yeah, you can have a rifle. Before I
Is
forget, the contents of the bag you were looking at.
Oh, yes, sorry.
As D'Angelo was staring up the slope, and before he sort of turned back to you and said what he said, looking through this bag, what you find is some fish sandwiches wrapped up in brown paper.
We might need the food.
A canteen of water. A small framed photograph of a man in his 60s, posed very formally beside a woman of a similar age.
Is it Mabel?
The woman does look like a few years, like a decade younger Mabel. And an urn about this big, made out of metal, slightly dinted on one side, currently sealed at the top.
Probably end up leaving that near the shore so we can grab it when we get picked up. I don't think anything in it will be of any use to us unless we get hungry, but...
Yeah, it's this point that D'Angelo turns back.
We could take a look at the urn. There might be something in there. That's not, ashes.
It's probably ashes. But
Yeah.
feel free to look in it if you want.
I mean, I'm just gonna go
I've already put it all down.
take a quick peek. It's just ashes, right? You're muted.
At this point, the smaller boat has pushed off the shore now, and the 5 of you are alone. As you see Johan reach in, take out this crematorium jar. Are you tipping it out, or are you sticking your hand in? How are you?
I'm just opening it up. It's full of ashes.
As you look in, it does seem to contain ashes.
I'm just gonna close it. There's no need for me to,
it's quite
shove
heavy.
my hand in it.
It's quite a heavy jar.
Wait. I mean, yeah, the jar might be heavier. I was like, but ashes are light. I mean, not that I've ever held an urn, right?
Very
So-
heavy, a minimum of 10 to 20 pounds, depending on how big the person was.
I mean, generally they don't put the whole person in the... But anyway, ashes can be heavy. Having cleared out a fire most mornings, most of my childhood, ashes can be heavy. Normal
I
wood
would like to
ashes,
draw-
I would like to point out, not people.
I would like to draw my weapons.
Anyone any good with rifles? We brought one with us. Just in case we encountered something we needed a bigger gun for.
I can try my hand at it.
Okay, but I'm not great with rifles.
I've got no specific training with them.
I'm a
did
pistol
buy a
man.
replacement, right, for my rapier.
It's okay. I'll just carry it along with us, and hopefully it's not needed. But
I suggest everyone take something to keep themselves safe.
Well then.
Yeah.
So Green,
Don't
would you
worry,
like to
I'll
lead
be
us
on
up
the
the
front
mountain?
Yeah, well, I found those tracks, so we should probably follow them so we can, get the other two. They might be in danger.
I think the tracks at least follow the direction we go in, more or less.
Yeah.
Then, so we can start following them.
Okay, so are you following? You're following the trail.
We are sort of heading towards the volcano, but we're following the trail, I think.
Okay. So as you make your way up the mountainside following this trail, you see the small sort of cove with the broken boat drawn up into it, disappearing behind you as you make your way up. As you ascend away from the boat, you feel a deep rumble beneath your feet. Not the full-on sort of tremor that you felt before all the way over in Reykjavik. Definitely the ground sort of shifting and stirring underneath your feet. This whole mountain seems twitchy.
Ooh.
You reach a point where the path diverges. You could carry on directly, the most direct route up towards the top of the volcano. But the trail you're following, the drag marks and the footprints, seem to veer off at this point, heading slightly down the slope towards some bushes and shrubbery you can see in the distance. By now, you've probably been walking for less than half an hour. You've got plenty of time to go. Which direction are you headed?
Do we want to prioritize what we've come, or do we want to look for the other two?
We can throw that shit away the moment we have a bit of time. We don't need an active volcano to do that either. So I think prioritizing the lives of the two is probably more important.
I agree with Johan. I'm not in the business of leaving innocent people behind.
And these
So
were
few.
taken yesterday, I think, weren't they, as well?
Yeah. I mean, they're probably almost certainly dead, but D'Angelo, you said that we weren't alone, and then you never told us what it was that you saw. What did you see?
A very large creature. Simian, from what I could tell, though it was quite far away.
What is a simian?
An ape.
So it was like 2 times my size, 3 times my size.
Roughly 2, maybe 2.5.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. You think it was what, through the boulder?
I think it is possible.
Yeah.
How big did you say it looked? You said large.
Oh, at least twice as big as our friend Mr. Green here. Maybe half again after that.
Tall or?
A bit bulkier. It was a bit far away to determine how tall it was, but
So
there's not.
at least twice the height of a man.
It is not something that I would
Potential.
recommend dealing with if we don't
Where
have
did
to.
you see this? What
Towards the
direction?
top of the mountain.
But it looks as if it's dragging 2 people or something.
I didn't see anything else with it.
No.
Finds the size of the footprint.
At least we've got a direction it went.
All right. Let's keep going.
Keep in mind, we will need to explain what we're doing if we manage to save them first.
Oh, well, D'Angelo, I think in times like this, we do one of two things. We start lying, and if they don't buy the lie, we just give them the naked, horrible truth, and they have to deal with it. The first one is to spare them any more anguish. The second one is just to not insult their intelligence, but it's also quite likely that if we find them, they will kind of have figured out that the world is not what they thought it was. So we might not even have to go through that exercise.
Very well. Let's continue.
It's gonna be fine.
I should take this time to let you know that I did not expect. This is rather morbid, but in the event of my demise, the survivors will find a letter written by me back at their homes. Jolly good. Let's go.
Let's hope we all survive.
Then I will take the letters back, or beat senseless anyone who tries to keep it.
So are we heading towards where D'Angelo saw it in that general direction, or searching around for more tracks?
So the tracks carry on. You can see where the tracks are heading around and down the slope towards sort of an area of bushes and stunted looking trees. Otherwise, there is a route heading further up the volcano from where you are now.
I think we're probably going to follow the tracks to see where the people were taken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Probably quietly as well, to be fair.
as you follow these tracks, how quietly are you trying to move? Just, not talking loudly. Are you actually trying to sneak your way across?
How old are these tracks? That's first. Are they old or?
Hard to be.
I wouldn't know. I failed the tracking roll anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to put a precise time on it. Like, that if they are the tracks left by whatever took Mr. Bellamy and Mrs. Walsh, they're less than a full day old.
Yes, I'm not too worried about stealth at this point, and until we get some reason to be careful.
I mean, we know that there's some giant ape around, so
But not here. It was
we
somewhere
at
else.
least try.
I'm trying to be quiet. Trying to be
If you're
unnoticed.
trying to sneak, you can give me a stealth roll.
I'm trying to be quiet, but I'm not actively trying to be stealthy. I'm trying to keep my footing.
Yeah, which is good because it's more your footing that's giving you as you make your way along this path. It's a very loose ground under your feet, and you keep sending like pebbles and rocks rolling out from under your feet, and so a few rattling slides down the side of the mountain. Of small stones. I mean, you're not making a whole lot of noise, but if someone was listening out or watching, they'd definitely hear you coming. The path winds down into this clumps of scrub and some stunted trees against a sort of, not quite a cliff, but bits of sort of jagged rock face. That's where the trail seems to lead.
Anyone see a cave entrance or?
I will look
anything?
around and see what I can see.
Give me a spot hidden, please. See if you can. No. Doesn't seem to be much around. Definitely the trath seems to break its way through the thicket and be heading to this cliff face, but from here you'd have to get a lot closer to see exactly what's going on there. So you can, from this distance, you can't really make out anything detailed.
Then, following the tracks, probably carry on getting closer.
Okay, as you draw closer, can see something. As you almost sort of right up against the cliff, you can see there seems to be a narrow entryway there. Because it's a little cave entrance. It's a bit bigger than like a crack in the rock. It's about a bit taller than a person, just this very jagged cave entrance leading into the side of the mountain. And as you approach, you hear a little scuttle of movement from inside.
I'll try to move to one side to avoid being in direct line of it, and am I close enough to try and listen to see what sounds are coming out of it?
All you heard was sort of a scuttle of something moving. You can give me another listen check if you want to get up close and have a listen to what's...
Yeah, probably next to where the crack is rather than in front of it.
No, from here you can't hear anything much.
Oh, I can't hear a thing.
9. There's 2 points of luck to mine, so I think I'm gonna spend those.
It's you. How much luck have you got left?
28. I'm being very conservative.
As you listen, you can hear strange noises coming from inside the cave. You hear... It's not quite growling. This is... And then you hear this other sound beneath it. This low, rumbling rise and fall. Almost like deep breathing coming from within the cave. You can feel that as you listen as well. This of air moving in and out of the entrance of the cave.
All right. There's something in there. Something with very deep breaths. Should we go in there? I think that the tracks lead in here, or did I lose them by now?
You didn't have the tracks right up into the cave entrance. You sort of lost them somewhere in this thicket of trees.
I mean, we lost the track up there. And this is a cave entrance, so we should probably...
I'm going to try to look into the crack. I'm going to crouch down low to the ground to look in.
Is upright. It is an upright crack. It's like a cave entrance.
Well, then I'm going to crouch down low and try to peek my head around the corner of it and see in.
It sort of curves round. You can see it's curving round. Give me a spot hidden. There might be something that curves round out of sight into almost complete darkness, but there does seem to be some light inside that cave.
Here, pass me the rifle. I'll go in.
Sure. I'm gonna go with you.
So Elsie's up front. Elsie's up front here.
Elsie,
Yes.
your estate pays me to do this sort of thing. Do you care if I walk in front?
Keeper, what kind of ammunition does this rifle use? Is it a scatter shot or is it a bullet?
It'll be bullets.
Bullets.
Bullet? Okay. If you wish to go forward first, then that's fine.
Okay, let me get a couple paces forward. Let me try to sneak in and see what I can see.
The rifle's not good at short range.
So, Keeper, could I make a stealth check?
Oh, you could definitely make me a stealth check, yes. Let's have a stealth check for Augustus.
Big money. Stay broke.
And the luck?
How much luck do I have? I have 21 luck.
It would cost you 7 luck to make that into a success.
I'm gonna go down to 14 luck and make it a success.
Okay. Why not? Throw everything in. So, quietly, you creep through this narrow tunnel as it curves round and opens up into a much larger cavern. This great little natural cavern. You can see there are stalactites hanging down from the ceiling. In some places have merged with the stalagmites rising up to form these pillars, natural pillars around the room. You can see bits of rubble here and there lying against the walls. You can smell this sort of mixture of like almost animalish smell mixed with the smell of smoke. Because the reason you can see this cavern is that there are fires burning within it. You can see there appear to be a couple of small cooking fires burning dotted around this cave. And hunched around these fires are these almost like ape-like figures. They're not nearly as large as the one that D'Angelo described. These are much closer to human in size. But they definitely look more ape-like than anything else that crouched around these fires. They don't seem to have spotted you yet, but you have seen them. And their sort of strange movement. As they move around, you see they're not actually apes. They're any match any picture you've seen in a book. And they seem to be... I mean, you don't understand the language, but they do seem to be communicating with other. You can hear the noises they're making. They seem to be talking to each other as they move around. And as you're seeing this whole strange scene arrayed out before you, I am afraid I am going to ask you for a sanity roll. You can also see there are several other tunnels. Roll me 1d6, please, Augustus. There are several other tunnels leading off from this cave into darkness beyond. And at the far side of the cave, you can see what looks like a sort of a pit or a drop into darkness. And I'm afraid you lose 4 points of sanity. And I need you to roll me 1d10 here as you enter a bout of madness.
One moment.
The rest of you see... Oh, 3. 3 is always a fun one. A red mist descends, and you feel this uncontrollable rage and violence bubbling up from within you. This urge to destroy allies and foes alike.
How fitting. How fitting.
I was going to say, of all the ones, 3 is always good.
Keeper, you said an urge to destroy friends and foes alike?
Yes.
All
I
his
do
friends are behind him. He can't see us.
I would say that in my urge to destroy would probably be focused on what is directly in front of me.
Oh, yes,
and
definitely.
And what I think might be evil. So I have my 2 guns on me. I'm gonna pull them out. I kind of got the feeling that these cavemen, as Augustus would understand them, were kind of somewhat close together. I would view that as what would be called a target-rich environment, and then I'm just gonna start shooting.
Roll me some firearms roll.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yep, that's the meme. How many is it? 2?
You've got two guns.
You can fire 3 shots from a single gun.
So because you've got 2 guns, I'm asking for a penalty for trying to fire 2 guns at once. If you fire 3 shots from each gun, That's a further penalty dice, so that would be a total-
6
you can
shots.
have
I'm
6
just-
shots
I'm-
with double penalty each.
I'm just going crazy. 2, 3,
Hey,
Cool.
fumble.
5, 6.
One hit. Woo!
And I am going to.
Gun.
I would then unleash the most primordial, guttural scream from the depths of my soul, hearkening back to every loss that I had, to my my run-ins with Cthulhu, with the dark god who gave me these powers, and it's just every last bit of rancor, consternation, frustration, and self-loathing moment I've ever experienced, because it's time to kill everything.
Those of you outside the cave, you see Augustus slip into the cave. Then you hear just the echo of gunshots, these strange strangled cries of some unknown creature, and then this terrible, terrifying cry of some strange, horrible monster that dwells within this cave. Elsie, what are you doing?
What in the world is happening? And I'm going to start walking in.
Yeah, I'm following immediately.
Okay, Elsie, you walk
I'm
into
not
the cave.
running, I'm just walking.
Okay, so calmly and collectedly you walk into the cave. Johan just behind you. And you see Augustus just unloading gunshots into these strange creatures around the fire. They're sort of turning round. One is down on the ground and bleeding. The others are turning towards you. Just see a couple of them picking up rocks. Looks of sort of rage and anger on their faces. And so you two are inside the cave. Mortimer and D'Angelo. You see Elsie and Johan walking into the cave.
Probably follow them.
Okay. Are you also walking nice and this?
I'm not rushing in.
Okay.
I can't rush in because they're in front anyway, so
Yeah.
hit by them.
So the
D'Angelo stays at the entrance. He does not actually go in. He does look from the entrance.
okay, from the entrance, without going around the corner, you can't actually see what's going in, but you can hear the sounds. That's painting probably quite a vivid picture in your mind. The creatures rush towards Augustus, or at least about 3 of them do, close enough to start closing the gap. And the foremost one is going to try and leap at Augustus. And I think it is quite. I mean, it's not as big as the thing D'Angelo saw, but it is quite big when you get it close up, as it is just trying to claw your face off. Would you like to fight back or dodge, Mad Augustus?
I actually think, because I've gone full feral, so I'm just off of pure fighting instincts. I think trying to dodge and then position myself for a brutal attack is something that even wild animals might do. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna try
Alright.
to dodge.
Yeah, try and dodge this.
Oh my.
It's an extreme success on the dodge. It doesn't even touch you. You dodge nimbly out the way as its fellow comes in at you. And as you got an extreme success, I'm not going to apply an outnumbered penalty on your next dodge if you want to dodge this next one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me let's see. Oh, duh. Yeah, that was bad.
This one does rake its long claws against you. That will be 5 points of damage.
Well, I'm at 2 life. And, yeah.
And it's your turn, Augustus. You've got 2 of them right upon you, the third one nearby holding a rock. And you can see, just make out your companions, like, always 3 of them, at the mouth of this cavern, looking on at the scene.
I'm going to harken back to a moment that was very important to Augustus's being acclimated to what the Esoteric Society was about. I'm going to howl like a werewolf, the one that he killed with the candlestick so long ago. I'm going to drop my guns, and I'm going to try to grab one of these creatures, and I'm going to try to rip its face in half. So, brawl.
Give me a fighting roll, please.
Actually, can I try that? Could I try to just... Would I be conscious enough to pull out my knife and try to eviscerate it? Would you say, Keeper?
You're
Because it'd be one of those two.
To use the weapons at your command to do
okay.
damage.
I would grab my knife.
Just this rage, this just uncontrollable desire to destroy anything.
I would snarl, I'm gonna make me some new shoes then. And then see how it goes. Nope, not so hot. Not so hot. I have 14 luck.
Have you got the 7 points you want to spend?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 7 points.
Alright, that is a success. Did you go for the knife or the tearing the throat out in the end?
I'm gonna go with the knife. I want to dissect this thing. I want to butcher it.
Okay, the knife is tearing through this thing. Give me an intimidation check as well, please, here.
Okay. Success.
You see the other starting to like back off and shrink away a little from this.
And I would scream, no, you have to fight me. We have to die.
Elsie, over to you.
I've got the rifle aimed at the ones closest to him. Do I see that they're backing up though?
A couple of them are backing up. The one appears to be currently engaged in engaged in the process of being gutted. There's one there looming nearby with a rock. There's one that's backing away. There's others milling around in the background. Okay.
And I'm going to shoot. I'm gonna spend 2 luck for that.
Okay. Roll me some damage.
I've never used firearms in the game before.
Okay, this is a rifle, right?
2d6 plus 4, possibly. Oh, that might be right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Damage for the 1894 Winchester.
We'll stick with that then, yes.
So what was that?
2d6 plus 4.
2d6 plus 4. So that's 7 plus 4, 11.
11. This one just goes careering over backwards as this shot rings out loudly through the cavern. You hear the whimpering noises of the others in their strange unknown language. More of them are starting to back away, heading for the tunnels leading out of this place. The one that you shot sort of topples to the ground. Not dead, but bleeding badly.
I'm going to go to that one and try to stop the bleeding, but also try to get information out of it.
We'll get to that in just a second. We'll see what...
Yes.
Johan.
Okay, so they're clearly fleeing.
They're starting to flee, yes.
I'm going to... He's gonna hate me for that. I'm gonna sneak up behind Augustus and I'm trying to block him over the head.
Okay.
Because he's
Right.
clearly not in control of himself right now. And
I'm gonna say you can give me a stealth, and if
intelligent.
you succeed on your stealth, you're gonna have a bonus die on your fighting roll against Augustus.
I mean, he's certainly distracted right now, so there's a chance, right?
There's a chance.
Nah, there's no
No,
chance.
straight roll.
Brawl.
Augustus, do you want to try and dodge this or fight back as Johan tries to clock you?
I'm gonna spend 6 points of luck to make that a hard success.
Augustus, you're muted.
I try to dodge.
Okay, give me a dodge roll. You need at least a hard.
Even if I spend all my luck, I cannot.
No. You get him down. Augustus. For the briefest moments, things go dark. You will still take some damage here. How many hit points are you currently at?
2.
You lose 1 hit point. You're down at 1.
What did you go for? What?
The other of these creatures are backing away down the tunnels. The only ones you're left with are the one that Elsie shot and the one that Augustus partially gutted. The others are backing away. Mortimer and D'Angelo... D'Angelo, you're outside. Mortimer, are you wanting to continue going after these creatures, continue the fight, or are you happy to let them back away?
I'm not going to chase them through the tunnels.
Okay.
And I've just seen Johan, Augustus,
Yes.
and I've seen Elsie. She ran over to the injured one.
Yes, you'd run over to the injured one.
I'll probably stay close to Elsie. I'll try and see how badly injured it is. Because, to be
Really
fair,
quite badly injured. That was quite a good shot.
also, have we seen any signs of the 2 people we were looking for? Any evidence of them in
You
this room?
haven't found them yet. You've only been here for a few, like a couple of frantic minutes as Augustus attempted to kill everything inside.
But you did say there were cooking fires around.
Yes.
What are they cooking?
They seem to be some chunks of meat on sticks over the fire.
Unfortunately, I don't really know. I wouldn't be able to tell if it's human or otherwise, would I?
Will you give it a taste test?
I don't know. I have not tried any human for some time.
I mean, none of it is obviously wearing any clothing, and there are no recognizable human limbs that you can see.
Yeah, I was looking for obvious things. There's no way I'd be able to find out.
Yeah. So as the creatures back away, it sounds like we're sort of no longer in sort of active, like...
Yeah, I'll leave the ones backing away to back away. Elsie, what are you doing?
Stopping the bleeding so we can find out if he can speak with us. Excuse me, do you speak English? And then I'm going to say, excuse me, do you speak French? And then I'm going to say, excuse me, do you speak Latin? As I'm trying to stop the blood flow.
Give me a first aid roll.
Could I, once I know she's trying to do first aid, can I do it instead?
If he's going to start taking over, I will assist. I've got my hands on the blood.
I'll let you both give it a go. It might be... This is a serious...
Go for it, roll.
Yes.
We both work on it.
Yeah, between you, you're getting the bleeding stopped on this. Because you've got to remember, it was shot at not unconsiderable range by a rifle. It's quite... This is not a minor grade. It's just a bit of a two-person job. You seem to have sort of stopped the bleeding somewhat, but this creature is still unconscious currently.
Oh, I thought you said he was making sounds.
The one beside it that was semi-gutted is making sort of groaning sounds and clutching at where Augustus stabbed it.
He stabbed it in the throat.
In the throat, did you stab it?
He sliced the throat, I think.
In which case it's making noises.
Got it.
It's like of a slice down the side. It didn't get its full throat. It's not injured enough to actually kill it.
I was under duress. It wasn't my best work.
Yeah, it's clutching it.
Yeah, well, if these guys are busy there, I'm gonna try to save that one.
So there's two.
Give me a first aid roll. See if you can.
I mean, okay, another 2 points of luck. This is gonna be expensive today.
Oh, I forgot to ask for. Now you're realizing, sort of, you're up there covered in their blood. I do need sanity rolls from Elsie, Mortimer, and Johan. These are not humans, and they're not apes, but there's intelligence in those eyes. Is there? Elsie and Johan, that'll be 1d6 each, please. These are...
So
I rolled a 3.
Could have been worse.
hold on to your butts.
Sanity. You can afford to lose 3 points of sanity. You just on. Have you passed beneath your daily limit, Johan, or are you still good?
I am just right on top.
Okay, better not lose any more sanity.
All right.
So as you're patching up, stabilizing these well, at least one of the creatures, the other seems to be still bleeding out. D'Angelo, you're still sort of lingering at the cave mouth. You can just hear strange noises coming from inside this cave. You heard another gunshot, but you don't know what exactly is going inside.
Do I see anything outside? I'm looking
Outside
around.
the cave, looking around, you can see sort of the slope down to the sea. You can see sort of a scattering of bushes, but all seems pretty quiet on the outside for the time being.
He's going to call into the cave. We should get out of here now. As quickly as possible. Hello?
Yeah, it's all alright, I guess. We just need to get Augustus somewhere. I would like to look around in the cave for
Yes.
whether there's the two have been here.
So you start to sort of moving away from this area near the entrance and the cooking fires. Sort of still, you're now pretty much covered in this creature's blood. So you start sort of peering around the cave in greater detail. You can see, as I said, there's several tunnels leading off this cave that seem to slope up and down. At the far end of the cave, it just drops off into this great chasm. And that is where you can sort of hear this rush of wind coming from this in and out. It seems to billow through the cavern. But a short distance from that, you do see appears to be a hole in the ground. Descending downwards, this just dark pit in the side of the cavern. And looking down, can't really make out what's at the bottom. It's too dark down there to see clearly. There does seem to be a couple of shapes down there at the bottom of the pit. As Johan is looking around, Augustus, you find yourself returning back to consciousness. The mad rage has dulled.
Oh,
You're still
God.
not feeling entirely yourself.
Oh, Jesus. I feel like something horrible has happened. Not just this trip, but something massively humiliating has happened. What has happened? What is that? What terribleness has happened? Oh, God.
Yeah, you
I need
detect
something.
intelligent and innocent creatures. They're weird, but they seem to be intelligent. I mean, they're left.
I saw them eating. I think we've all seen things that make us feel bad. And then something in me just snapped.
Yeah, I mean,
And I thought I was a werewolf, which I'm not gonna lie, was strangely awesome. And then I think somebody really hit me. And then I think I cut somebody. And I have wasted a shit ton of ammo as I look at the spent casings. But something horrible has happened. Why? The back of my head. What? Did one of them get behind me?
Yeah.
There was a lot of them.
One of them got behind me and hit me?
I better check your injuries to see if I can help you.
Oh, this is terrible. I should have used my magics.
Oh, that was
How did you do that?
Oh, next time I'm using magics.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you doing? Yes, you're trying to patch up. Is there more first aid on you, Augustus? No, and it's too dark in here to see clearly what you're doing. As I said, you've got these smouldering cook fires. You can see, Johan, we found, I said, a big chasm, this pit in the corner with something at the bottom of it. Are you continuing
Doctor?
looking around the cavern?
Doctor,
Yeah.
that's my ear.
Oh.
You have cold hands.
Yeah. Sorry about
You're in a hot ass cave. How do you? Okay, so I'm gonna make an executive decision. I have since thoroughly gotten my ass stomped today. I am now going in the back of the line. I'm going in the back of the line. This is terrible.
The back of the line is outside with D'Angelo, and he said we should be coming out. So, does anybody?
D'Angelo! I just yell, I'm coming!
While that's going on, I'm trying to wake the beast man that I've patched up, and I'm trying to. I will continue to say, "Do you speak English? Do you speak French? Do you speak Latin?"
It starts to stir to wakefulness, sort of blinking up at you with these strange dark eyes. Nothing.
Does that sound familiar?
No.
It doesn't sound anything near Narkle.
No.
Fair enough.
Also, didn't sound like Icelandic.
Did not sound like Icelandic either.
Mr. Zutaner, can you ask him if he speaks German?
And that didn't sound like it, but
It may not have, but he might understand it.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't think he does. Okay. I'll try to use like gestures to convey whether the two people of us were here.
Okay, give me an intelligence roll, please.
Intelligence. My dumpster. Yes.
Not too bad at all. Yeah. The wounded creature sort of limply raises its hand and points its hand over to the pit in the corner that you saw a couple of things at the bottom of a minute ago.
Oh. I'm gonna go to the pit in the corner and look down, and are the two of them down there?
See what's at the bottom, it's too dark.
We brought climbing equipment. We wanted to climb a volcano, right? So let's go down here quickly. I think they're down there.
We could try and tie the rope up here somewhere.
Yeah.
One of those pillars or the of the stalagmites, there.
Yeah, I'm gonna you're gonna secure me from up top, and I'm gonna go down there, and I'm gonna go check. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Pray for the climb roll.
You have a bonus die because you would have equipment with you. You've got some help at the top. And I'm feeling generous today.
Roll 20 does not.
Roll 20 is, however, not feeling generous. So, you kind of start lowering yourself over the edge and you realise that, oh, this is quite a long way down and the sides are quite slippery. You can either accept this as a failure and not go down, or you can push onwards and risking ending up stuck at the bottom of this pit.
Come on. It would be boring if I didn't try right now, would it?
Okay, you've still got the bonus die, but go ahead, push the roll.
Oh,
Roll 20 does not favour you when it comes to climb rolls. You
It
start
does
lowering over,
not.
and then whatever the rope was caught on the top just slithers free. And with a thud and 2 points of damage, Johan hits the bottom of the pit.
The Bloodwood was yesterday, right? Or was it today?
Bloodward was, I think, was the snake bite. I don't think we've done any more Bloodwards.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's gone, regardless. Alright.
Yeah, you have to take damage on your own mortal body as you hit the bottom of this pit.
Oh
You've done that
shit.
successfully.
Okay, I'm gonna go and take a look around.
I mean, it's not a very big pit, but what you can see are two figures bound and gagged. One is an old woman, a little bruised and battered, but does look to be alive, and the other, a man in his 30s. Both of them still looking alive, and they're bound and tied at the bottom of this pit, stuck there, alongside you.
Alright. That didn't work out well. But I'm fine, and so are they. So I'm gonna untie them.
Okay. As you sort of untie them, Bellamy's sort of looking around with, you can't quite make out his face in this gloom, but he looks a bit sort of panicked, as does Mrs. Walsh. Mabel. Oh. Yeah. They got you too?
We just we found tracks of your boat from your boat, and we followed because we thought you might be in danger.
And she actually, against all sorts of decorum things, she just reaches over and pulls you into her heart, like, oh, thank you, thank you.
We're still stuck in the pit.
Oh no! Did you bring my husband?
Huh? I'm sorry. What?
Did you bring Arthur? You said you found the boat. Did you bring Arthur? His ashes. Did you bring them?
Oh, they're outside near the boat. Why would we bring the ashes?
I have to go back and get them now. Oh dear.
Oh well, we will get us out of here at some way. It'll be fine.
I'm still next to the beast man.
Yes.
How, seeing as Johan's attempt to mime finding the two people, I'm going to attempt the same thing. How to get them out of the pit.
Give me an intelligence roll. Let's see how good Elsie is at charades. We don't have a charade skill specifically on this.
I mean, 10 points of luck.
It's an intelligence roll. Can I use luck?
Yeah, you can use luck on that. It's not.
Oh, I am definitely using luck.
It kind of points over to one of the side tunnels and then kind of goes.
Do you mean follow this tunnel down to them? Climb. There's a ladder in that tunnel that I can climb down in.
rope.
Oh goodness.
The creature just
Slide?
makes a dismissive noise.
Can you help us? I will help you walk. I will go to help him stand up. The person.
It's quite big and quite heavy. Yeah, if you want to help it across to the side tunnel, give me a strength check, please.
Could I assist?
Yes, you can. Give me a strength.
That would give another roll.
Yes.
Okay, you want me to roll again?
No, that would be Mortimer's roll.
Oh,
He's lifting the other side.
Oh, I was going to just roll to assist.
Well,
I'll
let's
roll
see
a
if you're
strength.
able to assist.
Success.
Yeah, Mortimer, it's like it's got its weight on Elsie and Mortimer, but mostly on Mortimer's side, as you help this injured creature towards one of the side tunnels, where coiled up against the wall is a slightly sort of ratty and well-worn coil of rope.
Okay. And it's got knots in it and stuff?
No, it's just a length of rope.
Okay. Let's set him down next to a fire and he can eat something or drink something. And then, yeah.
We'll lower the rope down.
Okay,
Yeah.
you lower the rope down to Johan.
I'll call down to Johan. Can you throw the rope back up?
I'm just gonna tie the rope to the rope, and you pull it up. Because if I'm throwing it, I'm gonna be stuck here tomorrow.
No, the other rope. The rope that fell down with you.
Yeah, exactly. That I'm tying that end down to the rope that you're letting down, so you can pull it up, and then you can untie it and tie it, fix it up on top again, and then we have more rope on the way down. You know, it just takes a moment, but it's more secure than if I'm trying to be like noodle flop this thing up here.
Yes, that's what we'll do.
Okay, so we'll get that rope up.
Okay. Yep, now you have the rope back attached to the top.
Okay, so I think it's best if we just tie somebody to the rope
Yeah.
and they pull, because climbing is just not working well. I'll try to, help with climbing, but I'm not gonna get up otherwise.
Yeah, so is the plan essentially to haul Mrs. Walsh and Bellamy up?
Well, actually, there is the rope that we lowered, which is the ratty one, which
They can make into a harness.
But the other rope, we can tie that to secure to someone, so we can climb the one rope, and we can pull them up on the other, and between
Alright,
both.
like a joint climb and strength. So essentially, everyone who's pulling on this rope, give me a strength roll. This is going to determine how much of a bonus people climbing up are going to get.
Angela,
Everyone
that's
who's involved.
it.
I'm going to spend the 13 points to help
Okay.
with
that. And Augustus, are you joining in on this, or are you injured and sitting this one out?
I
already.
went to go hang out with D'Angelo.
Oh, we'll get to you two in a moment. If there's anything you two are up to. In fact, let's get to you two now before we conclude the adventures down the pit. As Augustus emerges back out the cave again, covered in blood. Some of it is his own. But
What happened to you, Mr. Green?
D'Angelo, I owe you an apology. Everything that I thought was a good idea was a bad idea. Everything that you thought was a bad idea might have been a bad idea, but most of the things that you thought that were a good idea were good ideas. I saw some type of cave monster on two-legged thing, and it made me go wonky. And then I think I turned into a werewolf, like spiritually, and I just started shooting everything, and then I almost decapitated something. And I have this horrible, horrible sneaking suspicion that Johan knocked me out from behind, which would be a fate worse than death. And I have seen a lot of death. D'Angelo, I need you to do me a favor.
Sure.
I need you to never, ever, ever. And that's when my concussion kicks in, and I'm like, forgot what I was saying. Anyway, I'm just gonna hang back with you, I think, for a while. I'm not doing very good.
All right.
They're talking to the
should-
cave monsters in there, I think.
So they're monsters. They're talking. I thank you for the information, Mr. Green. Regardless, we should really be leaving soon. Are they coming out? Are they?
I don't know.
Still.
I don't know. I have reloaded my pistols again. Wasted a lot of ammo in there. And I'm just not gonna lie to you. I can't. What was I saying?
Oh,
D'Angelo, it's good to see you.
are there any signs of anything happening outside?
Apart from the odd rumble from the mountainside, outside seems calm and quiet.
All right, stay here. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Make sure that nothing wraps around while we're here. D'Angelo will enter to see what's taking these people so long.
Oh yeah. You have fun in there. I did not have fun in there. I did not have a lot. That was not. There's no joy. That is a bad place. Bye.
So, D'Angelo, you're entering the cave. You see everything I described to the others, lit by these smoky fires. This sort of steady from this chasm at the back of the room. You can also see everyone gathered around this hole in the ground at one corner, hauling on rope as they're pulling Johan and the others up out of the pit. I will have, because it's climb rolls and climb rolls are cursed this evening, you get 2 bonus down those climb rolls. There's 2 successes hauling you out. You've got a lot of help here. Oh my!
I can use 5 points of luck to make it.
Okay, so your other option is you just live in that hole now, okay?
I need to make clear. This was 2 additional dice, and I still need to spend luck to make it.
Yep.
And I'm 50% better at climbing than I would have been normally. Oh man, it's fine. I'm out.
So yes, you climb out. Bellamy follows after, his hands sort of trembling and shaking on the rope. And finally, up comes battered and bruised looking Mrs. Walsh. Both of them look pretty injured, but not dead. We got to them in time. And
Who's got the water?
I have my personal water skin.
I'll try to check him over for injuries and treat him for anything I can see.
Yeah, give me a couple of first aid rolls, but as you hold them up out of the pit, I think we're going to have to take a quick 10-minute break here. I am out of water of my own, and it's unfair to give it to my NPCs and not me. So we'll see you back in 10 minutes' time.
I mean, not completely, but I think that counts.
We are mostly back. I should learn to keep a better eye on the clock.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, with much heaving, Johann, Mr. Bellamy, and Mrs. Walsh have been hauled back up out of the pit in the ground in this strange cavern halfway up a volcano in Iceland. And who did you check on first for your first aid, Mortimer?
It would have been Mabel first, because, well, she's a lady.
Yes,
So I would have checked her first.
You managed to successfully patch up Mabel, but Mr. Bellamy sort of shies away from you. You can see the whites of his eyes. He just looks
Terrified.
terrified.
How badly injured were they? Just sort of...
Just battered and bruised. They looked like they'd been dragged halfway across the mountainside of an Icelandic volcano. Or something like that.
I do not mean to be rude. I'm sure you all have gone through something rather difficult, but we should depart as quickly as we can. These are signs of civilization, which means that whatever you dealt with were rather intelligent.
Let's get everyone to the beach initially, and then we'll take it from there.
Yes.
We've got quite a few hours, really, until the boat turns up again.
Unless they see us. Yes. Miss Walsh, would you like to lean on me for this?
Thank you, dear. Oh, why, this has been quite the day. Honestly, this is not at all what I expected.
No, I expect not. Are you okay? What happened? Was it like when you first landed the boat, or was it after you had done some stuff?
We first landed the boat, and then I heard something up on the hill, and then there's this almighty crash, and oh God, that poor fellow, just the rock landed right on him, and then all of a sudden there were all these strange creatures swarming over the boat. They grabbed us, dragged us off. Like, I don't know, have you ever... At first I thought they were monkeys or something, but they seemed smarter than that. They bound my hands. They stuffed a rag in my mouth and then dragged us off to this place, and they seemed to be, I don't know, they seemed to be arguing at one point, but I didn't understand what they were saying. I don't know what language they were speaking, but I heard like they had some sort of argument, and then we were just left down here. One of them chucked a bit of water down for us, and then all of a sudden I hear gunshots and people's voices, and
that was us. The people's voices was us.
We were trying to held himself down to save us.
I mean, there was no intention of hurling. You can trust me on that one. And he's just, aching in the butt.
I thought you were trying to be brave and heroic, but you're just bad at climbing. No, oh dear, not everyone could be good at everything.
Indeed.
How many of them were there?
Oh, I counted at least a dozen or so.
And were they all roughly the same size? Were there bigger ones, smaller ones?
There was a big one. There's something bigger up on the mountainside.
Yes, we should leave very quickly. It sounds like you all have injured its companions. If they are smart enough, it is possible that they can use more complex strategies, and we are in no shape for a fight if Mr. Green's current disposition is negative of his abilities.
I think we patched them up. I think they're able to see that that the weapons that we have are more dangerous than a couple of stones.
Yes, but they also know that we are, I guess, merciful in some cases, and we do what we can. But regardless, let's get away and then get our task done quickly, and then we can leave this area.
Yeah. And you needed why are you carrying your husband around?
He, as I said, it was his wish. He wanted to go to the volcano, and so.
Oh, he wanted to go to it, and I see.
So I thought it would be maybe it seems daft. Which is a daft old woman, but.
Well, I mean.
I'd like to see it through. I've come this far.
Well, I don't think you're quite in condition to make the climb up to an active volcano. If you would like, since we do have to go up to the top, we can take him with us.
Well, that would be lovely, dear, but are you sure you're prepared to do that? Right into the flames?
Yes, I will do that for you. I will do that for you. The question I do have, do you want us to leave him there, or do you want me to bring him back?
Oh, no, don't bring him back. Yeah, as I said, he needs to go somewhere. Don't want him sticking around on the mantelpiece forevermore. No.
Ashes to ashes.
Ashes to ashes, yes.
I think at this point we're walking out of the cave.
Yes, as you're leaving the cave. So rejoining with Augustus outside. Bellamy sort of following on the back of the group, sort of trailing behind a little. None of this makes sense. None of this is happening. None of this is real.
Can I use psychology to check on Mr. Bellamy's mental state?
Yeah, you can try and assess how much you can tell of his mental state.
You have nothing.
I mean, not great, but beyond that, hard to tell.
The old lady, she's taking this whole thing very, very well. She wouldn't have experience.
I mean, if you're trying to get a judge on how the old lady's reacting, then...
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that I'm... Another 3 points of luck.
You do realise I'm going to insist on there being a group roll, just to spite you.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
It's like, if it's like so close, I can't not...
Yeah. The thing you notice as she's talking, she seems very intent and focused on, making sure that Arthur ends up where she wants him. Other than that, yeah, she seems very well composed given the bizarre nature of what's happened to her. She seems a bit sort of distressed, but doesn't seem as surprised as she might be.
All right. I mean, if we're gonna check Arthur down there, no matter what's maybe between the ashes is probably fine, right?
Quick question, Keeper. Those creatures we encountered, they're not mentioned in Jules Verne's book by any chance, are they? Or Mythos, or...
Oh, I don't think a mention in Jules Verne's book. However,
don't
this is when I
feel,
admit, out of character, that I have not read Journey to the Center of the Earth.
What about monsters and their kind?
But yeah, you can give me a mythos roll, anyone who wants to, in this circumstance.
Sure.
What they've read and what they might.
That's an extreme success.
So, most of you are drawing a blank on these creatures. But Elsie, you have indeed read mention of something matching this description in monsters and their kind. You think this might be something called a vormith, which are creatures thought by sort of the writer of the book to be long extinct, long gone from this world, but that had once dwelled here and there all over the place, and it noticed them as acting as servitors and servants to the race of the serpents. They had been made and created by the serpents to act as their servants, to build everything that the serpents built. But that
All
was,
right.
several millennia ago.
Okay.
So yeah, you make your way back down towards the shore. And as you do so, I would like you to give me a group look roll, please.
I think we were actually splitting the group at this point. Johan
That's
will
14.
group from us.
Everybody roll, or who's rolling?
Who's got the lowest? I think that's actually Augustus, right?
Yes.
You had
Yeah.
7 look. Yeah, you had the lowest. It's not Mortimer. It's not Johan. You need to show off the volcano to preserve your look. It's Augustus dragging the team down. As you're within sight of the shore, you can see the boat bobbing some distance offshore. When you hear movement up above on the slope, you see the rattle of pebbles sliding down the slope, and then you see arcing over and past you, just you get the briefest image. For a moment you get a shadow passing over you, and then a great rock strikes the ground just in front of you, sending up this cloud of dust and earth billowing into the air, as behind you hear the roar of this large creature, this large vormith on the mountainside behind you. And
Oh, crap.
everyone apart from D'Angelo, who has seen this thing before, I do need to ask for a sanity roll as this enormous vormith. I'm sorry, Augustus. Mortimer, you lose 1 point of sanity as this enormous vormith starts to barrel down the mountainside towards you.
I'm guessing it's
How it ends.
to the one in the cave.
Pardon?
This is a different one to the one in the cave. This is what Angelo saw.
This is... It's been described... My chapter here just calls it Giant Vormith. Nightmare of legend. As this thing comes barreling down the cliff side. Well, not cliffside, mountainside. You have already seen the other Vormiths, but I need all of you who failed to roll me 1d8, please.
Oh, that's an 8.
Oh, and that was Augustus.
I rolled a 7.
How many
I have
sanity
3
points have you-
sanity. I have 3 sanity.
Left after the 7 or before you lost the 7?
Before the 7.
Okay. Seeing as we've, as long as you can truly embrace the true madness that is Augustus, I will let you carry on playing Augustus until the end of this session. If you wish to go out in a blaze of insane glory.
I think that would be fitting for the character.
As I need, I think, intelligence roll from Elsie and a 1.
Wait,
I think I'm not going to make Augustus roll a 1d10 because I think as Augustus slips into the fuel of his madness, he looks up the mountainside to this enormous creature, and he'd come here to punch a god.
I came here.
Not quite a god, but
I came here to punch a god, and maybe that's just the warm up. But I ain't hear no bell.
So in Elsie, you realise the full sort of this thing is vast. This thing should not exist. It should not be this big. The vomits in the book that you read of were not this big. This thing is not right. There's something twisted and wrong about it. I need both you and Johan to roll me 1d10 as you slip into bouts of madness of your own.
I rolled my intelligence.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you succeeded.
that's the problem. You don't want to succeed that one. You want to fail it.
Succeed in this case means you realise the true horror of what it is you've seen. You can't rationalise it away. You're too smart.
Perfect. That's an 8 for me, and it looks like Johan got a 10.
So, an 8 for Elsie is just a hysterical outburst as she sort of. I'll let you have your choice: screaming, laughing, or crying.
Crying. Most definitely crying.
Just
And
sobbing.
Sobbing, and I'm clutching Mrs. Walsh to me. What
Oh,
is
I need to
her
roll.
reaction to all this?
I need to roll for Mrs. Walsh, yes. That's not a success. She is trying. So as you're clutching on her arm, the only thing holding us back is she is attempting to flee down the mountainside.
That's the smart move.
Just trying to panically hurtle down the mountainside. Johan, you will have picked up a new obsession, a new mania, a new thing to drive you and pull you on. I'm not sure what it is about this place, what there is in this place that could inspire this. Yes?
Oh, just a geology of volcanoes.
A mania, a real obsessive interest in. Oh, we've used this one before, but it's almost just sitting. How would you feel about some pyromania? Or.
Look, you really want to do that? I mean, I'm fine with pyramid. Yes.
I think, yes, you're on the side of a mountain that is on fire. Fire. You came here to burn things. And as the motto of this society goes, what could possibly go wrong? So, Augustus, you are up first. All logic and sense fleeing your brain.
I start screaming. So I've heard them call this thing a what? A vormis? Is that how they pronounced it?
No, I hadn't said it out loud yet, but that was
Okay.
what I. If anything,
Okay.
no, I
Okay.
hadn't said anything yet.
We had been
Okay.
talking about trolls.
Yes.
Okay, that is true.
It's wrong.
I'm going to scream. I have to kill it. No one can be bigger than Augustus. No one can be bigger than Augustus. And I'm going to grab my revolvers and I'm going to run up as close as I can to it. And then regardless of distance, I'm going to start shooting.
Okay. Did you reload your guns since the last
I
Okay,
would have when
so
I was out back.
Yeah. So how many shots would you like to do? At what level of aiming?
I am. That's a great question and comment in the chat. I'm gonna shoot. I think because I want to kill it, I know that shooting 2 shots is probably the right equation. Since I might be crazy, but I have some semblance of
Yes.
trying
So
to
2 shots
do.
with a penalty each. Okay, that is a success and a hard success. As the shots sort of strike this thing, it starts sort of.
Wait, no, penalty die, right?
Oh yes, penalty. Thank you. I can't read.
Right.
Sorry.
But having said that,
So one goes wild, and the other, you hear the as your gun jams. You've got one of your guns is jammed, the other is still operational, but neither of your shots hit.
I'm gonna take the one that's not operational. I'm just gonna wing it behind me. I'm gonna go trash. I need a killing gun, and that one. Then I'm gonna go, like I said, get as close as I can to it, and then that's my turn.
Okay, you're getting closer now. You will have a bonus next round because it's bigger and you're much more targeted in range. You'll have a bonus next round.
Okay.
Elsie, just this is hysteria. Mrs. Walsh is pulling on your arm, trying to pull you down the mountainside. Are you staying and fighting, or are you running?
I'm gonna let go of Mrs. Walsh. And as the tears are streaming down my face, I'm gonna tell her to run. Don't look back. And then I'm gonna pull the rifle out again. Did it have a thing on it? A strap that I can throw it on?
Yes.
it would have, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I'm gonna pull that off my shoulder and take aim and shoot the rifle.
Okay. Give me a shot. Look through tears as this thing barreling towards Augustus and towards you, getting closer into range.
And that's an extreme success.
That is an extreme success with what counts as a piercing weapon. So roll me your damage, then add the maximum damage.
And that was 2d6 plus 4, correct?
Yeah.
11 plus 4, that's 15.
Plus another 12.
Yes.
Plus another 12. Where'd the 12 come from?
From your extreme.
It's an extreme success. You get extra damage with the
You
gun.
get the full damage of your dice, and you roll your dice again.
Oh, so I roll it again?
No,
No,
I mean, you
yeah.
The 11 is the roll, and the full
If my
damage
math
of your
is
dice
correct,
is
that's
12.
about 27 points of damage as this shot pierces the thing like this sharpshooter. Like, as it stumbles and step a minute as it's barreling towards Augustus, but it's not down yet. But it is definitely not looking great. Johan. Elsie's taking
Well, I
aim and
have
Augustus will run
something.
towards it.
Is there something burning? Do we have
Mm,
lanterns? Anything that's burning?
not currently.
No.
You might have a fire starter in your pocket.
Yeah, that's not helping. I think I'm gonna draw my pistol and give a shot at the thing while I'm more like this, to get it off my lawn basically, and try and find something to burn this thing.
Okay. Give me a shot as you're looking around with something.
Hard success. 4 points of damage.
Okay, chipping away at this. Its glances off this thing's thick, sort of furry hide as it's still running towards you, looking around. Nothing's currently on fire, but you can just see the smoking plume up at the top of the volcano where there's smoke rising. As Mortimer, what are you doing?
What's everyone else doing? What's Mabel doing, and what's the...
Mabel is fleeing down the slope. Bellamy is already halfway out of sight down the slope. He's like rolling and skidding, like scrambling under his feet as he
So they're
half
heading towards
slides and half falls his way down towards the beach.
So I'm guessing they're heading towards the boat.
Yes, heading towards the beach where hopefully the boat will pick them up.
What I'll do, I'll take aim with one of my pistols at the creature, and that's what I'll do. I'll take aim to get a bonus.
Okay. Yeah, like it's taken a blow. Like Johann's shot seems to sort of glance off its thick hide, but Elsie did manage to hit it. As it's barreling down inside D'Angelo.
D'Angelo's going to shoot with his gun. Apparently, this is what we do now. Just it says.
It's a success. Roll the damage. Let's see.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Land some damage on this thing. The glancing off its armored hide.
I'm going down, man.
Turning and
Going
running down the slope as it becomes the turn of the creature, as it's closing the gap towards where Augustus is. It can't quite get this turn, but it's reaching up and it lifts up, just reaching down to the cliffside and hauls up a boulder.
Where's it getting all these rocks from?
You're on a rocky mountainside. It's covered with rocks. Literally everything is rocks.
Boulders. Just conveniently placed boulders.
Boulders here. Like, don't question it, boulders. This is its boulder pantry. As it lifts up this rock, and it's going to hurl it towards, well, I guess, the nearest target. Augustus. This boulder comes hurtling towards you. Are you going to try and dodge out the way or stand your ground?
I would try to dodge.
Give me a dodge
Like
roll.
I don't think I can punch a rock back at him.
Oh, by a hair's breadth, he misses. He hits the ground next to you. The ground sort of shakes. Stones go slipping and sliding. I need... give me a dex roll. Let's see if you can keep your feet as this thing hits the ground right next to you. You dodge by a hair's breadth. Yes. Still on your feet. Still
I would
holding on.
imagine I take one big step to avoid it and then take a step forward and kind of like lean down to like keep my balance. I just look back up at it. I came to punch a guy, but you're a good warm up.
It's your turn, Augustus.
Am I close enough to run up to it and do knife work?
If you want to be in that range with it, then yes, you are.
I think I do. I'm going to pull out my knife, look at my gun, throw it behind my shoulder and say, one of you piss ants use this. It's time to do this with a man's weapon. And I'm going to run up and I'm going to get the poking.
Okay, give me a poking roll. As the gun skitters down the slope sort of across the stones. As... it's a success. It's sort of piercing against this thing is big, and it seeing it close too, you can see how big and how it's almost stony grey hide. It definitely matches the description of a troll, but the knife does go in, not all the way, but it's definitely doing some damage there. Especially you can see where its hide has been pierced by Elsie's bullet, and there's a couple of more sort of bits where it's taken some damage from other bullets flying off it. And
I keep laughing maniacally. I never met my father, but I bet he looked just like you.
Elsie.
Yes. I have a question first before I continue. is it a 2-barrel rifle or is it a 1-barrel
Oh, let's call it 2-barrel. Let's say you've got one more shot.
No, I only had the one shot because remember I shot in the cabin.
Yes.
I am going to reload.
Okay, you're there, busily reloading. Johan.
Okay, there's nothing to burn here.
There's some trees nearby, like some scrolly.
Yeah, but if that takes too long. The artifacts that are supposed to be destroyed.
Yes.
Who has those right now?
I think either Elsie or Mortimer will have them. I don't know who.
That's all up to you guys. Who you would deem suitable for carrying.
Mortimer has them.
I don't have them because I had Cynthia with me all the time.
Fair. I'm gonna go and run up to Mortimer, grab the bag that we were gonna use to throw it down, and I'm gonna just charge up the mountain past the guy, past the
Just got the man inside with this burst of energy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run up there and try to, at least get the shit done that we were supposed to be doing here.
Yeah.
So you're sort of like Samwise carrying Frodo.
Perfect.
Yes, I just say give me a constitution roll here. This is how long you can keep this last ditch charge up this mountain going for. Yeah.
I'm giving you the point for the hard success.
Of course you are. Hard success, you're powering your way up this mountain. Yes, you're gonna make it. Give it a couple more rounds, you're gonna make it. And Mortimer, Johan grabs the bag and is running up the mountain. Augustus is up there face to face with this creature as Elsie's busy reloading her gun.
It's very likely he dropped the bag whilst he was aiming his shot, which is why Johan was able to just grab it without any problems. Can I see where Elsie hit it? Because I'm guessing its hide's quite thick.
Yeah.
So would that be a penalty if I'm trying to aim for where it got wounded already?
Yes, but you took the time around to aim, so you've got that.
Plus
it's big, so that passes out at 1 bonus.
Okay, I shall take that shot. With the bonus, that's a success.
Okay, roll some damage. Let's see you hit where it was already wounded.
1d8, I think. 5
Okay.
dots.
Yeah, this thing lets out a bellow of pain as the bullet hits. This isn't going as well for it as expected. D'Angelo.
D'Angelo will stop running. And he will remember that he was the one that killed Miss Carter, and he is going to, in mostly a fit of fury, just wave a hand, and he's going to use Rapid Green Decay on the creature.
Okay, that was a power roll from you in it, if I remember.
Well, do I lose the sanity first, or
yes, you lose the sanity first. You do indeed.
Finally.
You have to put magic points
dice
into
have
this,
decided.
I believe.
Yeah, it cost 15. I don't think I can add more points to it.
Oh, yeah.
Should make it better. Yeah, okay. I am paying it from the magic sword.
Okay, in which case give me a power roll. This is opposed, yours against the creatures. As you force your will and destruction upon it. Please roll me 4d6, D'Angelo. Let's see, Okay. So, shots are ringing out. Augustus, close to you, see bits of this creature just start to rot. Just rot and decay, sort of crumbling off into, dry, sort of decomposed matter, sort of. As though time had almost been sped up upon it. Just chunks of its flesh and its hide falling away. It lets out this terrified cry as it is going to try and start to back away.
No.
To just trying to back away up the mountainside. It takes one sort of parting swipe towards Augustus. You have to fight back or dodge.
Yeah, fighting back would be more on brand.
Okay. You do need a success. Oh, it's a success. So unfortunately, with fighting back, it wins this one. But that will. Oh shit! How many hit points did you have again?
1.
So, as the bits of this creature start flaking away, it has been shot. It sort of starts to stagger back, and it just swipes out with its arms, swinging across the mountainside. There is a crunch of breaking bones as Augustus goes flying.
I would like to think that as it hit me, I was just this close to getting my dagger into its chest. I may have overextended myself, almost walked into it. And I still conscious as I fly before I hit the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got this brief moment of time. The ground rushes up to meet you.
I yell out at the top of my lungs, "You all have to live with passion and stay on the front line."
As it's cut off, as you hit the ground. What remains of Augustus goes limply tumbling down the mountainside. Elsie, the creature is starting to back away, having swiped Augustus to the side. It's clearly very badly injured right now.
I've loaded my gun. I'm going to shoot him again.
Give me a shot. That's a miss. Shot goes wide.
Question.
Oh no, you had a bonus die because it's big.
Yes, just one.
You can give me another roll. Yes. I sometimes forget all the intricacies of bonuses and penalties.
That one's a success.
Roll me the damage on the rifle. Not with all the extreme wonders this time.
10. Because it's 2d6 plus 4, right? So
Yeah.
that's 6 plus 4, that's 10.
Yeah, this thing is really looking bad. It's trying to limp and scrabble its way back away from you along this mountainside. And Johan, you can see the top of the volcano coming into view. I need another con roll from you as the air. You can taste this sulfur hangs in the air. Yeah. You can keep going, but you shouldn't linger too long up here. The air is not good. D'Angelo saw Augustus go down. Creature backing away.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
The spirit of Augustus, somewhere up there.
I will spend the 8. Can I spend luck to make it to an extreme? Can I do that?
To make that an extreme, yes, that would be 8 points of luck.
Gonna do that. Gonna do that. I have it.
So that's 7. That's plus another
8.
8. So this gunshot rings out across the mountainside as Augustus's body is tumbling down, as Johan's reaching the top of the mountain. D'Angelo, raise the revolver, fire, and let's just strike the creature. Top, right where sort of you start to crumble it away, where the rot of the decay had taken hold. The creature topples backwards and hits the ground with a loud thud, sending sort of stones and small boulders scattering down the hillside. It is dead.
That's easy, Mr. Green.
Augustus lies limp. Johann, you reach the lip. Oh, you can see, it's not sort of a great pit of flame, but you can see there's cracks down there. And you can see the hot glow. You can feel the heat sort of oppressively pushing upwards against you. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna open the bag, make sure there's nothing in there that I don't want to throw down there.
Remind me, what was in the bag?
Is it just the stuff that we intended to throw down there?
Pretty much, it would have been the cube, the bottle, and
Yes, it's
the dress.
cube, silver flask with the mist demon, the lead tablets we were going to melt at home, correct? Or were we taking these as well?
I think you were transcribing, you were copying the information on them, and then we were going to destroy them. So
Okay, so the lead tablets and the headdress.
All right. Okay, so there's nothing
in
in
making
there.
you roll for the fact you've been carrying a bag full of lead tablets this entire time.
could have been we haven't brought them if you want.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Just imagine you like lumping up this mountainside with just a bag full of lead weights.
Oh, I thought we had discussed that those would be just fine being melted down in London.
Yeah, once you copied them, because I'd mentioned about it'd be a good idea to know what was on them and keep a record of it.
Yeah.
Are they going
Okay,
in
so
or
no
not?
lead tablets.
No lead tablets.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the bag and like a hammer throw it, just chuck it down.
You're thinking
How
of
am I going to be mean? I'm going to give you a bonus on here because I'm feeling not quite as mean as I could be. But please make me a throw roll.
That is a success.
Good.
And just out of spite, I'm gonna spend 12 points of luck to make it an extreme one.
You have 12 points of luck.
Yeah, I have 13.
I've given you that bonus. You're doing fine.
I'm gonna yeet them all in there to make
Okay.
sure just...
The bag goes flying through the air and hits the hot red glow, the hottest part of. It was impressive aim, really, to get it exactly. Like, there's not many bits where you can actually see the lava within. Most cases, it's just hot glowing rock and steam. As it hits, you hear a screaming sound. A wail almost rips through your mind. I need a power roll from you, please, Johann. As this... Your mind has been prepared for this, but the mountain trembles as this bright flash of blue light from the top of the mountain, followed by this whispering, wailing howl as the items descend into fire, burning themselves up, and the mountain shakes. I need a dexterity save from everyone who's still alive.
Oh no, not again.
You should have saved
You
those luck
tumble
weights.
backwards away from the lip of the volcano.
Not this time.
Elsie, you two are knocked to the ground as the ground shakes within you. Not within you. Beneath you, that's the word. You see a few more rocks and sort of steaming thrown up from the top of the volcano. Johann, you realise things are about to get very exciting very quickly where you're standing.
Yeah, I'm gonna run down and probably tumble downstairs, down the mountain.
Yes, give me another dex roll here. I'm going to ask for running down a mountain without breaking down. As you make your very rapid descent down this mountain, you will take 2 more points of damage.
This is fine.
As you rapidly descend the mountain towards where the others are. What is everyone else doing in this time?
I'm getting to my feet and I'm looking for the people who are missing to see where they're at. So I'm looking for Johann. I'm looking for Augustus because I don't think I saw him flying. And then I'm also looking for Bellamy and Mrs. Walsh.
Bellamy and Mrs. Walsh by now seem to be down on the shore. You can see the boat is coming into shore. You can see Johann coming hurtling down the slope, more sliding than running. But you can see Augustus lying still on the ground some distance away. He doesn't seem to be getting up.
Being that I had an extreme roll, or extreme pass on the dexterity, could have made myself closer to Augustus Green to where he is.
Yeah. You could be heading over to him.
Whether he's in a savable condition.
There's
enough of him to save, I mean.
It doesn't take a medicine roll.
He's squashed flat or something.
To determine that, there's not really any salvaging that.
I'm fucking dead.
But I could roll really well. It's okay.
I'm going to say that you would need a genuinely biblical level miracle if you look at the state of where his head hit the rock on the mountainside.
It's okay. What I'll do...
Lord of the Flies.
Whereas I'll pick up his knife, because I know he bought a great deal of it, and it was a nice knife. So I'll grab it. It'll be something to keep and remember him through. So I'll grab the knife and check where everyone else is. And likely I'll be making my way to the shore.
Okay. Are you making your way to shore slowly or rapidly?
Depends on everyone else. If I can see everyone else heading to the shore quickly, I'll head that way as well. That's what I mean. I want to make sure everyone else who's up is heading to the shore.
Elsie is actually going to try to determine where Johann's going to come to a stop in his rolling down the hill and attempt to help him up and get him running towards the shore.
Yeah, I mean, given his current trajectory, his stop point seems to be exactly where you are standing. And if you carry on standing there, I'm going to ask for a look roll here for Elsie.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. That's a hard success.
You managed to stop Johann's descent rather than both being barreled down the mountainside.
Thanks. But I think we should keep going.
Well, I help you to your feet and then we can run.
I will update you on what I did up there. I don't know whether you heard it, but this yelling and the rumbling, I threw it in and it didn't like it at all.
No, we see the light and I think it's going to erupt again. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyone who's running down the mountain, give me a dex roll, please. Anyone who's taking their time descending doesn't have to. Johann, head over heels, like arse over elbow down this mountainside. That is another 3 points of damage for Johann. By the time you've reached the bottom. Are you still conscious?
Yes, but a whole bunch of bleeding everywhere.
Probably a broken arm.
At least one broken bone. Yes.
Yeah, I lost like 7 of my 9 hit points through falling today. I'm never gonna go anywhere without a blood wound again.
Careen down onto the shore. You can see The ground gives another tremble, the mountains spitting up smoke and rocks and fire into the sky. Like, Helgi sort of reaching his hand out towards Elsie as John reaches for your hand, like, the boat! It's in the boat!
Yeah. We can throw the other husband in later. Oh.
Like, you see Mrs. Walsh holding the urn, like looking up towards the volcano.
The lava will reach here. You could leave it here and the lava will get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look at the volcano, it's erupting now. This whole place.
Give me a persuasion roll here. Let's see if you can persuade her that she looks about ready to get out the boat.
Oh, it's okay. I'm dreadful at persuasion. But actually, I'll spend the 7 points of luck. Why not?
Yeah, she places Arthur's urn down on the shore as it will pile into the boat, make the return journey. Both Jon and Helgi heaving on the oars with as if their life depends on it, which it may very well do. Meanwhile,
I want to help them if there's space.
Yeah, the space. They're basically offering an oar and a hand to anyone who's willing to row you away.
I'll try to first aid Johan, seeing he's almost dead.
Yeah, give me a first aid roll for Johan.
I mean, if I fumble,
if it's fumble, you might kill him.
No, if I fumble, he'll be down to 1 health, I hope.
Yeah.
Nope, that's the success.
Yeah, you get 1d3. So, as you row away, as the volcano starts to spew sort of some lava flowing down the sides towards the beach where this urn sits waiting, up on the slopes of the mountain, flames and the burning rocks lit closer to the body of Augustus Green, lying beside the vast body of the troll, Ormus, you slayed. And his flames begin to catch at the edge of his clothes as the lava flows close to them. Your boat moves safely away from the volcano towards Reykjavik. You have succeeded in destroying what you came here to destroy. Succeeded in rescuing your fellow travelers at the cost of losing one of your own along the way. And I think that pretty much concludes tonight's game. And I, for one, will be sad to see the back of Augustus Green, but also glad to see him going out, doing what he did best, picking a fight at any available opportunity.
And being stylish while he did it. Foolish, but stylish.
Well,
Cheers to the man.
Cheers to the man.
The man. Wow.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's cleared out some of the cupboards. This is just a very extended, trip to the tip to get rid of some old clutter.
Should have ran away faster.
That's really carved on Augustus' gravestone by D'Angelo. Here lies Augustus Green. He should have run away faster.
No, he should have hit harder. That would be more on brand for Augustus Green. Here lies Augustus Green. He should have been more Augustus.
He should have hit harder. He wanted to hit harder, but he should have run faster.
No, the running is just not. That's not what we do. He was Augustus Green, not Augustus Yellow.
Okay, that's the new character then.
Augustus Yellow.
I would ask the old lady something, and that would be how important is it that the urn actually makes contact with the lava, considering what I threw in there?
Give me a charm or persuade roll here, please.
That is a success.
Yeah, I don't really know what the whole deal is, but Arthur had something in his possession when he died, and he made me promise to destroy it. He said it had to be thrown in a volcano.
Alright.
So that's what I came to do. Don't really know what it did. Only, no.
I think...
Well, I said it was to do with the strange things. All that nonsense.
I mean, that's what we did right now. Throwing stuff in the volcano.
I am going to, after hearing that, I am going to turn to Mr. Bellamy. What is going to happen to that urn when the lava hits it?
If it hits it directly, then it'll probably melt. If it doesn't, then depends how close the lava actually gets to it. If it gets close enough, it will melt. If it doesn't, then it will get buried under the ash and volcanic matter, and will remain there unless the sea washes it out again.
How close are we, Keeper, to...
You're a good distance away now. You can see the smoke billowing down the sides of the mountain.
Are the binoculars still on the boat?
Yes, they are.
I'm going to grab them and look at where she left the urn and watch it.
Give me a spot hidden. See if
with the binoculars, since I'm watching it
you can
particularly.
have a bonus die, yeah. You can't see the no sign of it. Whether it's already been buried by ash, whether it's just out of sight too far away.
Could I try without the binoculars to see the shore, to see if the lava reaches it, or...?
Yeah, you can see...
just a normal...
There's a lot of smoke and sort of obscuring your vision, but yeah, you can give me a normal spot hidden. That was actually a stealth roll rather than a spot hidden, Elsie. Is your spot hidden higher than your stealth?
Yes, it is.
What is your spot hidden?
I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong one. That one's a success.
I mean, with the old value, you'd need 1 point of luck to make it succeed. Because the third one is this 26.
Okay, so I will, I guess, spend that 1 luck. If
I mean, unless we have only one...
Yeah, you can spend 1 luck.
Yeah. I'll do that then.
So you catch a brief glimpse of something shine on the shore. The ash seems to have buried it. As sort of some of the lava streams are getting close to the shore and throwing up steam. It doesn't. But you catch a brief glimpse where it disappears under the falling ash and rocks. Buried.
Lost track of it. It seems to be under the ash. I don't know if the lava's going to hit it.
Oh. I hope that won't cause too much trouble. Well, we can hardly go back and look for it now.
Not right now, but maybe in a couple of days.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Bellamy sort of makes it say, I wouldn't be going back there anytime soon. finding the same spot again after a volcano has erupted on it is quite the challenge.
True, but we might be making another trip here at a later date.
It should stay, if it's buried, then should it stay buried for years, decades even, probably.
Could do.
Might be a problem for another generation or something.
I'm going to draw exactly. I'm going to pull out my sketchbook and my pencils, and I'm going to draw exactly where the coastline that we are looking at right now, and where I expect it to be.
Like an X marks the spot. Yes.
Great. Next Call of Cthulhu campaign, some kid finds a treasure map. Oh, I found it.
This was just the plot of Jumanji. Just with extras.
But yes, as you row away from the changing shore, as the ash buries Arthur's urn, that, I believe, is where we're going to bring the session to a close. After the epilogue has been completed. It's like the after credit scene. Like you see, them rowing away from shore. The credits start to roll, and it cuts to like an after credit scene of Elsie there with binoculars, like rapidly sketching the shoreline, and marking an X marks the spot. Followed, of course, then by a sort of splash of the London Esoteric Society will return in, etc., etc. I'm pitching this for a big budget film here. Or one of those old films with the terrible special effects, so just polystyrene rocks. People in unconvincing gorilla suits.
I think we're gonna get at best a straight to DVD masterpiece or Blu-ray masterpiece.
I'm thinking like the classic, like Jason and the Argonauts level effects of like.
Oh, that's my childhood.
Like Sunday afternoon of like very stilted acting and lots of polystyrene.
This is kind of odd. This is way too successful.
Way too successful. Augustus is dead.
I mean, he was gonna die sooner or later anyway.
Everyone
He's
else
sadder.
has lost
Damn
like a good deal of sanity. Like you've come out of this. Now, does Augustus' death merit another sanity roll?
I only
Yes.
2. So
Yes, I think it does.
100% it
Actually.
does.
I think I need
Johan needs to make
another
3.
sanity roll from everyone else, please.
I was the only friend he ever had. 3 sanity rolls for Johan.
You're just determined to bring him down with you.
Nothing.
Wait, do I need to roll that? I already lost a friend.
Wait, do we actually need to roll it?
Yes.
Yes.
You witnessed his death.
This isn't the first friend I'm losing to Eldritch
That's a
Creature.
success. I'm good. I didn't know him very well.
Elsie's
Just
extreme
can't let me
success
have
is about right. I
nothing.
didn't know him that well. I need one
Everyone-
D4 from Johan and
Everyone who passes is a bad friend.
D'Angelo is surprisingly affected by this. And he didn't even kill this
What's
person
the-
directly.
What's the maximum you can lose in a day before things happen?
It depends on you personally. Let's see. Is yours 32 after you've taken the 4 away or before?
It's after the final total is 32.
Yeah, in which case, yeah, as long as you stay above that value on the left, you're fine. Yeah, D'Angelo, surprisingly, it's had quite a lasting effect on you, this.
I like Mr. Green. He was rough, but I liked him.